All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to crack the code on one of the most basic but powerful ideas in all of economics: supply and demand. Now I know, it sounds kind of academic, maybe a little boring, but trust me, this is the invisible force that decides the price of pretty much everything you buy, from your morning coffee to the brand new phone in your pocket.
Think about it for a second. You've seen this happen a million times. A new smartphone comes out, the price is insane, and there are lines around the block. But then you wait a year, and suddenly that same exact phone is way cheaper. So what gives? It's not magic, it's not a mystery, it's just economics in action. And we're going to break it all down.
So to solve this little puzzle, we've got to understand the two main characters in this story. And we're going to start with the most important one: you, the customer. This part is all about what we want and what we're willing to pay for it. And in economics, that's called demand.
And the law of demand is really just common sense when you think about it. When something is super expensive, you hesitate, right? You might wait for a sale. But when that price drops, you're way more likely to just grab it. It's like a seesaw. When the price goes up, the number of people wanting to buy goes down. And when the price goes down, the number of people wanting to buy goes up. Simple as that.
This right here is basically all of us in a nutshell. Whether we admit it or not, we're always looking for a good deal. We're trying to get the best possible stuff for the least amount of money. It's just human nature. And that collective feeling, that desire for a bargain, well, that's the powerful engine that drives demand.
Okay, so that's our side of the story. That's what we want. But there's another side to this coin, right? What about the companies actually making and selling this stuff? Well, they have a completely different playbook, and their game is all about what we call supply.
The law of supply is pretty much the mirror image of demand. Just think about it from their perspective. If a company can sell something for a really high price and make a huge profit, they're going to want to make as many as they possibly can, right? But if the price tanks and they're only making a tiny profit on each sale, they're not going to be quite as excited to flood the market.
And this is where it gets interesting, because you've got this natural tug of war at the heart of every single purchase. We, the buyers, are over here, pulling the price down, and they, the sellers, are on the other side, trying to push it up. We want a steal, they want a big profit. It feels like a stalemate. So, how does a price ever get set?
Well, this is where the market works its little bit of magic. Because even with all that tension, there's a really clever way that things find a compromise. A price where both the buyers and the sellers can kind of meet in the middle and agree. It's all about finding that perfect sweet spot.
Look, in the end, nobody gets exactly what they want. You probably won't get that new phone for $10, and the company isn't going to get to sell it for $10,000. Instead, these two powerful, opposing forces, supply and demand, they push and pull until they land in a price somewhere in between. And that middle ground, it has a special name.
It's called market equilibrium. It's that magic number, that perfect balance point, where the amount of a product being made is exactly equal to the amount that people want to buy. There are no shortages, no empty shelves, and there are no giant warehouses full of unsold stuff gathering dust. Everything is just in balance. Okay, enough theory. Let's go back to our smartphone. Now that we have the tools, we can finally solve the mystery of that big price drop. This is where it all comes together in the real world.
Okay, so think about it. Step 1, launch day. The hype is off the charts, everyone wants one, demand is through the roof. But the supply is limited, and when you have super high demand and low supply, boom, the price is at its absolute peak. Then, let's go to step 2, a few months later. The biggest fans have their phones, the hype is cooled a bit, and the company is churning out way more of them. Supply is up, demand is leveled off, so the price has to come down. And finally, step 3, a new model arrives. All of a sudden, the old phone feels, well, old. Demand for it just falls off a cliff. So what do companies do? They've got to get rid of their old stock. They slash the price to clear the shelves. See? It's a perfect dance between supply and demand.
And understanding this whole dance isn't just a fun little exercise for us. For businesses, this is everything. Truly, mastering supply and demand is often the difference between a huge success and a total failure. Seriously, companies live and breathe this stuff. They use it to set that launch price, to predict how many they might sell next year, to figure out how many they should even build. It helps them decide when to run a sale, and more than anything, it's their best tool for trying to guess what you, the consumer, are going to do next.
And that really is the heart of it. This isn't just guesswork for them. It's about making calculated, strategic decisions. A good analysis lets them anticipate our behavior, what we're going to buy and when, and then they fine-tune their entire operation to match that. It's all about being smart and trying to stay one step ahead of the game.
So there you have it, the invisible code that's running behind the price of everything. From gas to groceries to gadgets, it's all just a story of supply and demand. So the next time you see a price tag, you'll know exactly what's going on behind the scenes. And that really just leaves one last question. Now that you understand the game, how are you going to see the world differently?